area because this is a serious question. The godmother of your daughter, Shirley MacLaine, writes in her new book that you cited a UFO over her home in Washington State, that you found the encounter extremely moving, that it was a triangular craft, silent and hovering, that if you felt a connection to your heart and heard directions in your mind. Now, did you see a UFO?
I did, and the rest of the account, it was unidentified flying object, okay? It's like, it's unidentified. I saw something. Now, to answer your question, I'm moving and I'm also going to move my campaign office to Roswell, New Mexico, and another one in Exeter, New Hampshire, okay? And also, you have to keep in mind that Jimmy Carter saw a UFO, and also that more people in this country have seen UFOs and I think approve of George Bush's presidency.
Actually,
and so, wait, we're just getting started here.
No, I mean, we have about 14% of Americans say they have seen UFOs. I'm going to move.
What was the percentage?
14%.
What was that percentage?
14.
Thank you.
I want to see. I'm going to ask Senator Obama a question in the same line.
If you are elected and you learned that the government knew aliens had visited Earth and the public didn't know, would you be sure the public found out?
Well, it depends on what these aliens were like, and whether they were Democrats or Republicans.
Why now? I really don't know.
Peter Davenport, will this tend to put naysayers away?
It's hard to say, still hearsay evidence, but I find it interesting that the releases follows hot on the statement by the Vatican just yesterday, I think it was, stating that they felt it was okay to believe in aliens and UFOs and life elsewhere in our galaxy. This is an interesting 1-2 punch.
Lieutenant Chuck Hawk, running one of our panel, I guess we've seen one. What do you make of it?
I find it quite puzzling.
Prior to this, in Great Britain, some dark secret. Why won't the United States release anything it knows?
Yeah, a lot of people conjecture on that, Larry, and none of us, even serious-minded UFO investigators, knows the answer to that question. But it is an intriguing question. Of course, Belgium and Chile and France and now England, to a degree the Soviet Union, and now Russia have all, to one degree or another, opened their files on this subject. I would look to the United States government now to do the same, and what I would like to see is somebody senior in the U.S. government, in the military and intelligence communities, say to its people, if you know anything about the UFO phenomenon, you are free to talk to the press and to the American public. Yeah. That would solve the problem in a hurry.
How were you treated by the powers that be after this report was filed?
Well, I was treated with respect, but everybody kept me at arm's length. Nobody wanted to get too close or too deeply involved.
Why?
Well, let's face it, there's a stigma that comes with this. Very few people are willing to speak out and tell the truth. It's just too awkward. You're criticized.
Do you think the British government's actions might lead to some by the United States?
I would certainly hope so, but the situation here is a little different. Keep in mind there are at least a half a dozen or more intelligence agencies that have their own, how shall I say, files, programs, whatever. They share when convenient, they trade when convenient, and they can withhold from each other.
Do you look in the sky a lot?
Do I look in the sky a lot?
Yeah,
no.
now. Are you?
No. And I don't belong to any organization or any magazine or whatever.
But you are convinced you saw something that wasn't an airplane?
I definitely saw something that can't be explained.
Nick Pope,
excuse me.
Nick Pope, give me an example of a report you've seen in Great Britain.
Well, we had, this is a report that's been in the public domain for a while, but just to show the sorts of spectacular cases that we do get, we had a sighting from a commercial airline pilot who saw 2 UFOs, estimated as being almost a mile long, and this thing was actually tracked on radar. There was a primary radar return. Then a few years before that, we had a case with a UFO flying over 2 military bases in England, seen by numerous police and military witnesses. One of the Air Force officers described this thing as a vast triangular-shaped craft moving from a virtual hover to a speed several times that of a fast jet just in seconds. And this is an Air Force officer with 8 years experience talking to me.
We have a question from a caller in Mobile, Alabama. Hello.
Hi, Larry. I was wondering if there is any data in the files relating to alien life forms, or is it all the data strictly regarding unidentified flying objects?
Good question, Bob Russelman. In your files, do you have anything relating to alien forms?
In our files, yes. Before, I have a vast number of files with reports of encounters of alleged alien beings, entities, and alleged abduction experiences.
You believe them?
Pardon?
Do you believe them?
Before are a strictly objective organisation. It's not about belief. It's where the facts and the evidence takes you.
Peter, do you think the events in Great Britain will open up things in other places?
It's an encouraging sign, Larry. It may suggest that there's a movement afoot to mete out information piecemeal, maybe to prepare us for something that the government knows and would like to have us know more about. But that's pure conjecture. We ufologists have been saying the same thing for now well on 61 years, that it's just around the corner. So it's an encouraging note, I would say. But I'll wait to see if the U.S. government responds to this at all. Be interesting to see what the Vatican has to say about it, too.
Do you think their reasons would be national security?
It's hard to know. That's what everybody gravitates to. Everybody says, well, the government is not feeding this information to the American public because they're afraid we'd panic. That doesn't make an ounce of sense to me, frankly. I don't think we would panic. If you look at cartoons every Saturday morning, to my eye, about 90% of them have to do with alien life and spaceships and so on and so forth. Yeah. There may be some other reason they're doing it.